So with Phase 5's MCU just around the corner, today I'm going to be doing top 5 Marvel, obviously, heroes and what characters that we will possibly see in Phase 5 of the MCU. If you do enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. So these will be characters that we have, well, some of them will be characters we've seen, just not much of, and some will be characters that we haven't seen. Well, we have seen, but we haven't seen basically like their alter ego. So yeah, let's get into it. So there's going to be 5 obviously, as you can tell by the title, and so at the 5th spot is the Watcher, aka UR2. Now the Watcher is obviously the person we see in the Guardians of the Galaxy for a split second, when Rocket and Yondu are going, and Groot are going through like the going to different places, and obviously it's Stan Lee's cameo obviously. So yeah, that's when we see the Watcher, and most recently we have seen the Watcher, or UR2, in the new What If series. Obviously we saw him, obviously if you haven't seen the episode, then, well, the trailers and everything, you know that he's in it, his quotes and stuff like that. That is him, and I do think that with the multiverse now, because UR2 does watch over everything that goes on in the solar system and stuff like that, and everything that goes on, but he will not and cannot and does not interfere or something like that. That's what they say, what he says. So yeah, the Watcher will not interfere in anything, but it's kind of like the multiverse. So with the multiverse happening now and all the possibilities that's going to happen, I do have a feeling that we will see him in Phase 5 and maybe possibly the end of Phase 4, you never know. But no, I think obviously we've seen him in Phase 4 now, and I do think obviously in the What If series, and we're going to see him more. So now I do think that he will be in Phase 5 in some sort of movie, obviously maybe Guardians or something like that. I think we obviously will see him now that the multiverse has obviously got endless of possibilities, and he does watch over obviously everything that happens. So yeah, that's the number 5 spot, who I do think will be in Phase 5 of the MCU. Now number 4 is Red Hulk. His real is Thunderbolt. His name is Thunderbolt, but obviously we haven't seen Red Hulk yet in the MCU. Obviously we have seen Thunderbolt in the MCU in many things. Thunderbolt Ross, obviously we have seen him in a lot of, obviously most recently in Black Widow, and I do think he will be in Phase 5, and I do think that he will be a part of the Thunderbolts. Now I did not include him in the Thunderbolts video that I did. I'll put it in the description. Obviously I didn't include him, but now that I've thought about it more, I do think that Red Hulk will appear in some sort of thing, probably Thunderbolts obviously, because it's a group that is trying to get rid of the Avengers. Yelena obviously a part of it, John Walker, and obviously yeah, I do think that he will be a part of it. Obviously kind of hints in the name Thunderbolt Ross in the comics, he is a Thunderbolt, and I do think in the MCU he will become a Thunderbolt, and I do think that we will see Red Hulk a lot more, because I would love to see Red Hulk obviously a lot more. I think it'll be it's an amazing comic book character that we see, and I think that obviously him versus Hulk would be an amazing fight. That would be awesome. And yeah, I think that Red Hulk will appear, obviously, because we have seen Thunderbolt Ross a lot in the MCU already, in like Civil War, Black Widow most recently, and yeah, I do think he will appear. Now, number 3 is that I think will appear in the MCU Phase 5, is obviously because there's a lot of characters that we could see, and I haven't obviously picked every character that will be in it, but it's just going to be a few, obviously 5. And the 3rd one that I have is Monica from obviously WandaVision. Now I do think that she will appear in future shows, movies, stuff like that, because of the ability she has now. Obviously Scarlet Witch, well, Wanda did turn into the Scarlet Witch now, and she's gone to maybe possibly other shows and other movies obviously. But yeah, Monica, obviously we only got a glimpse of her abilities that she did get, but I think that she has a lot of possibilities, endless possibilities now, with all the abilities that she does have. Obviously I think that she is a character with a lot of potential in the MCU, and I think that if they didn't have her as a main role kind of character in any future shows or movies, then I think it'll be a waste of a character, because I do think that she does have a lot of potential in her hands, because she does look like a cool character. Obviously we didn't see her much, obviously we saw her in the finale and the episode before that, but I do obviously think that we will see her a lot more, because I do think that Marvel, obviously they've set her up for a reason, and I think yeah, I just think it will be a character that will be used a lot. So now on to the second character. Obviously we have Talos. Now Talos is from, well, we see him most in Captain Marvel. Now there is a lot of theories that Nick Fury could become Talos, but I'm not too sure about that one. I mean, maybe, but you know, he could become one of the species. But yeah, I don't know much about Talos and those sort of species. We did see a lot. We have seen a lot of them, and I do think that he of Talos' species, I mean, and I do think Talos will appear. Maybe I do think obviously Talos will appear in future shows and movies. But yeah, I don't know much about Talos. Obviously, I know that his species and stuff does appear in Captain Marvel and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know much about Talos. But I do think that Talos will appear in a future MCU movie or show, because yeah, I just think Talos has a lot of potential, and yeah, obviously that's all I can say really. I think it's just a cool character that I think they would obviously waste a lot of potential on. Obviously Talos was also in Spider-Man Far From Home. So yeah, I think obviously those are two movies that have been confirmed, but I do think Talos will obviously appear in a future show, because it's just a cool character. And with the Nick Fury things, it could happen with Nick Fury. It is in the comics, but yeah, I just think that it would be a bit strange. But yeah, I do think that it'll be pretty cool. Now we're on to the first on the list, and the first character on the list is obviously a character that many people love but isn't well known, and it is Galactus. Now Galactus is a devourer of worlds, and I think that Galactus could be an amazing villain. Obviously now with the multiverse, he could come out of everybody time era and stuff like that, with Kang the Conqueror obviously releasing him on Earth and other planets that he can devour. Galactus will devour planets, and yeah, I think Galactus would be an amazing side villain along with Kang. I think they'll be unstoppable together, and I think Galactus is another villain that has a lot of potential in the MCU, and I think that he is set up for the like I said, it is a villain that has a lot of potential. And yeah, I think that is all the 5 characters that I think, well, big characters that I think will have a lot of potential in the MCU. I think characters that we probably don't know will appear, because we haven't got them confirmed. So we know Kang is confirmed for other movies that are coming to the future, and yeah,